With the new year creeping up on us, it's the time of year when many are thinking about end-of-year donations and giving to worthy causes. Senior Wealth Advisor Brad White joins us on the floor, as he does every week, to share some smart ways to give. Brad, welcome back. As always, thanks for joining us.
Always happy to be here, and I'm so happy we're doing this topic. I mean, giving is always great, but certainly as we get closer to the holidays, it's very top of mind, and just happy we're doing it.
Yeah, it's the giving season, so people want to maximize that. They also want to benefit themselves a little bit. They don't want to hurt themselves giving. I'll put it that way. So, what are some of the most important tax implications of giving to charity?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, we're doing this out of the kindness of our heart, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it the smart way, right? And reap any financial incentives the government gives us. Just know when you do charitable contributions, the way our tax code works is everybody gets what's called either a standard deduction or itemized. I'm not going to turn this into a master tax class, but the standard deduction in 2021 is $12,550 a person, or $25,000 plus for a married couple. So when you think of things like your mortgage interest or property taxes or charitable contributions, those are itemized deductions. So the only time you actually use those is if you have enough of them that's more than the standard deduction. So either way, give because your heart says so. I just want people to know, if you've ever wondered, well, how much of a deduction would I give? Just make sure you're actually itemizing your deductions, or that you give enough to where it bumps you over that hurdle from a standard. Okay, so just know that about the tax code, but then we can certainly, Carla, go into some great ways to actually give when we want to do that.
All right, there are mechanisms out there to make it a little easier. So what's a DAF, a donor advised fund? What's that all about?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ways to gift. It's something my wife and I have done personally. So a donor advised fund, think of it like setting up an account that's a portfolio, stocks, bonds, funds, no different than you would anywhere else, but it's a portfolio meant specifically for gifting. Or giving. So if I were to put $10,000 into a donor advised fund, I would get a $10,000 deduction that year, okay? And it kind of grows over time, which means I can give even more money over time than just the $10,000 because it is invested in working. So that's great. Now, you can certainly gift cash into a donor advised fund, nothing wrong with that. But I've got an even better way to do it. Let's say you had a stock, you bought Amazon or something a long time ago, and it's grown a lot. So if you were to sell that, you'd have a bunch of capital gains tax you'd have to pay. What you'd instead like to do is gift that stock to the donor advised fund. Okay. Now you might be saying, well, Brad, I like the stock. I want to keep it. Well, here's the trick. You have cash over here in another account. Just turn around and buy the stock there. So you gift the stock to the donor advised fund. Not only do you get the whole tax deduction, you avoid all the capital gains tax. You turn around and buy the stock. You own it anyways. And that's what we call a win-win-win right there.
So that's one mechanism. Now, as we get older, there are some benefits, including some from the tax code. When we get over 72 years old, different options open up for us as far as giving. What are some of those?
Yeah, this one creeps up on people, and I want to make sure if you are 72 years or older, you don't miss this. We all wish we could gift IRA money to charities, because IRA is kind of the worst kind of tax when we take it out for ourselves, but we can't do it. We're not allowed. Until I get to age 72, there's these things called RMDs, required minimum distributions. Don't need to get too technical today, but long story short, when you reach 72, you're allowed to gift some of your IRA money to charities. So if you hit that age, stop giving money with cash or other things, gift that IRA money. It's a much better tax result.
Brad, we've got about 30 seconds left. Aside from charity, families want to give to their children, of course. So what are some of the important things to know about that?
So here, I'll make this quick. A lot of people hear this rule of you can only gift $15,000 per year. If you gift more than that, it's a taxable gift, which is technically true, but it's not really going to affect most people. So if I were to gift $115,000 to someone, so that's $100,000 over the limit, and it's a taxable gift, I won't pay any tax. My family member won't pay any tax. You're thinking, well, what is this? Currently, I'm allowed to leave up to $11.5 million per person at my death to my family without estate taxes. If I made this $100,000 taxable gift, I'm only allowed to leave $11.4 million at my death someday.
Got it.
So if you are in that situation, that's a great problem to have. But for everybody else, if you're not quite that high of an estate, go ahead and gift, help your kids out. Even if it's more than $15,000, it's a good thing to know about. It shouldn't stop you from doing it.
Senior Wealth Advisor Brad White, effectively giving, making it work for everyone. Some really good tips this time of year. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.